Hey, thanks so much for watching The Rundown with Ramon. In this episode, we talk to Dr. Tanjie Brewer, and we cover fitness and fashion. The importance of having a body fit, not just for yourself so you can feel good, but for those around you so you can live a healthy life for them. And we talked about fashion. Fashion is so important because people often make assumptions about you based on how you look even before you open your mouth and get too close to them. If you're hearing the sound of my voice or you're seeing my face, you know what? Hit me up on IG, Ramon Ray Smart Hustle. Email me, ramon@ramonray.com. Let me know how we're doing. If you like this, let me know. If you don't like it, let me know. Either way, let me know. But I'm so glad you are here with me today as we talk about the importance of fitness. I've been on a journey of that myself, and I'll probably unpack that to Dr. Tanjie and see what she thinks. But I'll share with you my own journey in trying to be healthier as I turn 50 this year as of this taping. And thank you. And we'll learn a bit about fashion. We'll see where that goes. I'm not the expert, but I'm sure Dr. Tanjie can unpack that for us. Dr. Tanjie, thanks for joining us today. How are you? How is your family? How are things in your world as we talk today? How are you, Dr. Tanjie?
I am doing excellent. Just celebrated a birthday, Ramon, and I'm just grateful to be in this moment in life. I'm grateful. I am full of vitality, full of expectation. I said the clouds look like they're bursting with expectation. That is where I am, Ramon.
I'd never heard of that one, and that is definitely a voice of positivity. Dr. Tanjie, tell us a bit about yourself. Where were you X years ago? What brought you to this point today? And I'd love to know where you're going. And again, welcome to the Rundown with Ramon.
It's wonderful to be on the Rundown with Ramon. Love your energy, Ramon. So for me, Ramon, this has been a passion of mine for so many years. I'm going to tell you where it started. My dear mother, 55 years old, pastor's wife, mother of 6 children. She called me one day in 2009, and she told me that she was diagnosed with high blood pressure. And I could not wait to help her. Actually, we brought her a cruise for January because we were excited to take her on a cruise, have her relax, and really deposit some nuggets, right, to help her change. Well, that was in January, we brought the nice trip. But in December, she had a pain in her chest, and she went to the doctor. It was too long of a wait, Ramon, so she left, and she passed away 2 days later in her sleep. Mother of 6 children, taking care of my 97-year-old grandfather. And at the time, Ramon, I was working for a Fortune 500 company, worked my way up in the company. It was an incredible position. I was managing over 100 reps and managers, and I had a secretary and everything. I mean, I worked my way up. And it was an incredible position. And people were like, why would you leave a position like this when you're excelling so high in the company? But I decided, Ramon, that I wanted to see people grow old and gray. I would begin to see people in restaurants, and I'm like, wow, my mother never got to turn old and gray. So I told God, I said, you know what? My purpose has, and I always felt that my purpose has been transforming lives. And it's been something that I would even do when I was in the office. People knew me.
I can believe that. I can believe your meetings were a bit different. Your corporate meetings, even in corporate America, were a bit different. Go ahead.
There were. What I would bring, there weren't donuts there, right, for the managers that I would bring. But so I decided to resign. And then I told God, I'm ready to transform lives. So Ramon, he would wake me up at 5 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. He gave me the blueprint, which would be for an award-winning challenge called the Lifestyle of Vitality Challenge that would transform more than 1,000 bodies around the globe. And this challenge, I started with 25 women. At first, we were getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning. The transformations were so drastic, Ramon. I had one lady that went from a size 22 to a size 6. And she got off blood pressure medicine. She went from being, I don't know if you've heard the term butch girl,
Yes.
Okay, so she wasn't in touch with her femininity. And it's okay if someone wants to dress, however, but she wanted to be in touch with her femininity, right? And so I was able to transform her style, her hair, all of those things, and get her in touch with her femininity. And then guess what happened, Ramon? She began to become in touch with her purpose, because there's something powerful about putting the flesh under subjection and understanding how powerful you are, because we can't change a lot of things in the world, but we can change the very health direction of our life.
I love it. Dr. Tanjie, a couple of things I want to unpack for everybody, underline it for myself and for everybody listening, is that one, you talked about the challenge. Actually, let me go back to mom. So let me go back to the high blood pressure. Let me go back there. Hopefully I remember all this. I should take notes, but you know what I mean? I just want to flow with it. So high blood pressure, I'm guessing, but you educate me. So feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. That seems like it's a commonish type word. Family members, everybody. Oh, I have high blood pressure. I have sugar. I hear this in my church. I have diabetes. these are common things that I guess you're not supposed to, quote unquote, die from, pass away from, but mom, something seriously happened to her. Can you just educate us in hindsight what that means for those listening when somebody says I have high blood pressure, or the things that you think are kind of normal, unless I'm wrong, you know what I mean? But you kind of hear these words like our aunties and uncles, and they come to Thanksgiving dinner and half the room has it. So unpack that for us.
Sure, Ramon. Well, high blood pressure, many people are walking around with undetected high blood pressure. Heart disease is the #1 killer in the United States. And you mentioned diabetes too. Diabetes is the 7th leading cause of death in the United States. Of that number of diabetes, 95% makes up type 2, which is reversible. The same thing with high blood pressure. With the proper lifestyle changes, eating changes, we can reverse that thing. But many people are walking around with undetected high blood pressure because it's not something they feel. You don't walk around feeling pain in your chest until you get to that point where it's too late.
Got it. Now I understand that. Thank you for that. So now I understand that. And then so I understand that that was the, or one of the catalysts for you to say, I'm out of corporate America and I want to help change the world. Is that correct? The passing of mom. Okay.
That my passing of my mother, that's what made me go, okay, it's time to pursue purpose and see people live long and strong. And that became my purpose and my initiative since 2010.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And then let's talk one thing. The other words you used was the word challenge. I did my, don't tell anybody this, Dr. Tanjie, it's between me and you. I did my first challenge, and a mutual friend of ours challenge. I did that only a few weeks ago as we do this discussion right now. I've never been in it. I thought it was for weird people, crazy people, I thought it was just for women, maybe like a challenge. Again, I'm a marketer, so I get it. But I was just, this word challenge, I hear so much. But I did my first one. I'm guessing, and tell me if I'm wrong or if I'm right. And now that I'm in it, I think 1, it's the accountability. 2, I don't think God made us to be alone. 3, a degree of competitiveness. 4, the encouragement. Is some version of that or all of that, is that about right? The aspect of challenge, why people, and even pay. Some are free, but I paid for it. I paid my $9,700, whatever dollars for somebody just to encourage me and say, good job, Ramon. So talk about that challenge aspect.
Yes. Well, for me, Ramon, mine is a little bit different. Okay. Mine is not just for encouragement. It does have that, but I have a blueprint to help people live a lifestyle of vitality. So I'm also a holistic wellness coach, and so I lay out a blueprint with nutrition as far as meal planning. We do detoxing through this challenge too as well. And then there's a fitness, there's a focus 5. Many people are just doing things like maybe strength training, but they're not doing enough cardio. And then some are doing cardio, but they're breaking down their muscles. And then some are not stretching, which prevents injury. And then some are not doing balance training, which helps as they get older, and then the meditation. So I lay out for everyone who comes a part of this, the blueprint to live a lifestyle of vitality, but they all synergistically work together. And then there's a community of encouragement. Right. And yes, someone wins. Someone won the winner last time. She won a whole wardrobe makeover. I went to her wardrobe and took away, guess how much? 80% of her clothing was not right for her, Ramon. And then I had a power dress designed for her too as well. So I do believe that how we presence ourselves in the world, once we tap into that strength and transform our bodies with fashion, it all synergistically works together.
Absolutely. And let's take a pause here, Dr. Tanjie. Please remind people, I should have done this right at the beginning, but please tell people, I think it's just your name and website, but tell people how we can reach you again and who you serve. Feel free to talk a bit more about yourself as we're kind of in the rundown with Ramon. Again, everybody, thanks for watching. I'm Ramon Ray. You can get to know me better at RamonRay.com. I want to hear from you. Type your comments, your suggestions. Let us know that you're out there hearing the rundown with Ramon. But Dr. Tanjie, tell us how we reach you and a little bit more about who you serve, and then we'll continue on with our discussion.
And I did want to say, before I say that, Ramon, high 5 on being a part of that challenge. You go, Ramon. All right.
Thank you.
So you can totally reach me at stylishandfit.com. And if you're ready to transform your life, you just hit, yes, I'm ready to transform, and you'll be a part of the challenge starting in January. It's 4 months long. And stylishandfit_ on Instagram. Would love to follow you, and as you follow me too as well.
Love it. So do follow Dr. Tanjie. So Dr. Tanjie, let's talk a bit more about health, and then maybe let's transform to our look and fashion and things like this. What are some basic things? Maybe, and again, feel free to redirect the question, but talk to 2 different people. Talk to somebody, if I may be so bold, like Ramon. I feel relatively well. Only recently have I been to the gym more frequently, et cetera. But I'm 50 years old, and I generally speaking feel healthy. I'm sure I can lose a few pounds, but I try to measure what I eat. Not probably like you do. I do slip a little Coca-Cola here and there and all that. But talk to that person if that's a fair demographic, and then talk to the person that maybe have some serious weight issues, that feels unhealthy, that can't touch their toes, things like that. If that's a fair, and if you feel free to restructure, talk to those.
I love that. Okay. I love that, Ramon, because the people that I serve, it's a conglomeration of that. Wonderful. I love serving people who believe, okay, I've been working out, but I'm not exactly where I want to be. And this statement has been ringing in my spirit: unleash the best that you've ever been. And there's two categories, like you said. There's people who've been working out, but they haven't reached the point where I'm at optimal energy and optimal health, because they're not challenging themselves enough. I call it like, have you know Whitney Houston, rest her soul, when she would sing, she would kind of mist on her front lip, right? And but she wouldn't, like, people aren't sweating. They're not taking their body up in those heart rate zones. And so those are the things that I teach. People are just not challenging themselves enough. And then for the person who comes to me and they've never worked out. And let's pause on the person not challenging themselves. So just to understand, so they're on the right path, doing well, but what you would do, or your sisters or brothers in the fitness industry would be, great, I'm glad you did 10 sit-ups. I'm glad you stretched. I'm glad you did this. Now let's tweak it and do more, and you will experience more unleashism. Am I about right? Yes, absolutely. Let's say, for example, Ramon, you've been using the same weights for months. But what I come in and do, let's challenge you and let's go ahead and increase that weight, right? And wonder if you've been doing the same as far as your cardio. Well, let's add some interval in there too, the intervals. And then let's take you up and challenge you with your cardio and take you from just heart rate zone 2, which many people, they stay in a heart rate zone 2, kind of like a dog walk around the neighborhood. But I get them to operate in their heart rate zones 4 and 5 to challenge themselves. If your shirt is not sticking to your body, Ramon, you're probably not doing enough. But that's a good barometer, a good measure. I love that. Very simple. And so I love it. So I think the lesson learned here, for those of us, whatever broad category, you do a bit of this and that, you do workout, you do push up, you feel pretty good, and you probably are relatively fit, if I can stretch that far. You can do more. And so do more and continue to stretch yourself. And now the result, Dr. Tanjie, again, not knowing a particular person, but using myself as an example, does that mean I should feel even a bit better? I should feel a bit healthier. Is that a fair say if I do more? Absolutely. Okay. First, Ramon, I want to say, if you're in the gym, you got to congratulate yourself, first of all, first and foremost, right? And it is safe to say that when you make energy deposits, I call it your energy currency. You're building for the future. Every time you work out, you are building an energy currency. So what's getting ready to happen, Ramon, is that your energy is going to go up, and what's called your VO2 max, which is your body's ability to utilize oxygen. We all have the ability to transform our fitness age, as well as get our heart stronger too. And so fitness is not a destination, it is a journey. We know that, right? And so we have to continue to challenge ourselves for more, because just because you have a six-pack, you have not arrived, right? Gotcha. You have to continue to challenge this body for greater and unleash the very best that we've ever been. We have those tools to do it, Ramon. I love it. And just to be clear, because I can hear the Rundown with Ramon audience asking, oh my God, Ramon has a six-pack. Yes, I have a six-pack, but it's camouflaged. It's camouflaged. So I have one. It's like, if you look at any of these, any of the Tyler Perry guys, you know what I mean? Mine's just like that, except it's camouflage. Mine's hidden, So well, okay. I help you remove the camouflage, Ramon. I help you uncover those muscles that many people sometimes will never see in their life. Yeah. Now, and I am going up higher too. I'm super excited about this challenge that started, because I'm going to transform too. I have about a 3-pack. I really do, Ramon. But I want to get a 6. You're challenging yourself. I'm challenging myself. Yeah, I love it. So let's talk then, Dr. Tanjie, to the person who is hurting. They wake up, again, you can help me with whatever scenario. They got tired. They are obese. They would say it themselves. They know they need to lose quite a bit of weight, can't touch their toes or can't even bend, can't stretch. They wake up, they breathe and they go up the stairs, et cetera, et cetera. Talk to those people, Dr. Tanjie. What's going on with them, either their mindset, what do they need to do? Of course, besides working with a professional like yourself, but talk to them just right now as they're listening to us. Talk to them. I would say to you, number one, that you have to understand your reason why. You are building a legacy for your children, for those that are in your life. It's not just really about us, right? So you have to understand your big reason why, and you have to understand your purpose, that you cannot fulfill it and have longevity of purpose if you don't take care of your body. Then I want to tell you this: the pains, all those things that you're going through, you can live a better life. When you're not doing strength training, that contributes to osteoporosis, that contributes to a lot of muscle pain too, as well, arthritis. And if you're not stretching too, you're probably experiencing these things because you're not implementing the tools to transform your body. There is a wonderful lady, Ramon, by the name of Ernestine Shepherd. She became a bodybuilder in her 60s. She wasn't working out. That wasn't a focal point. So what I want to tell you all is this, is that you have the opportunity to change now. When you look at now backwards, it's that you already won, right? And you can implement small changes, incremental changes, and you'll yield big rewards. You'll see the pain subside when you begin to stretch the body like you need to, when you begin to do the cardio and strength training too as well, that meditation, it all synergistically works together. But there is hope. If you're still alive, if you're still living, put those bare feet on the ground outside and say, I am here, and I know that I have what it takes to transform my life.
I love it, Dr. Tanjie. Let me know if this statement sounds correct to you. It's going to come out confusing. So you may say, Ramon, can you say that again? That's okay. My wife says that to me and my family. That's okay. So here's my statement. Very few people, I think, have the mindset and mental agility and push of a David Goggins. People don't know the name David Goggins, 3 or 4-time Navy SEAL, happened to be a black guy, which is a big thing because many black men were not in the Navy SEALs due to a variety of things. Point is, that's a distinction. 3 or 4-time Navy SEAL. He, goes like 4 million miles every day today. So few have that mindset to look in the mirror and say, I'm going to change, and quote unquote on their own. Some of us, I know myself, I do the little I do because I have a why, and that helps. And what I'm trying to get to, though, most of us, I'm guessing, need a coach or need help, either A, just to help encourage us and push us. Hey, Ramon, wake up. Let's go to the gym. I don't need that because I think God's and other things have helped me dial that in because of my why. But I think the other reason we need a coach probably is for the technical help, so we can do better and say, hey, Ramon, adjust this, because just like you go to a mechanic. Does that long statement make sense to you, Dr. Tanjie?
Yes, it does, because Ramon, tons of people who are watching are experts in their own area of study, right? And with your health and wellness, we went to school. We've got the expertise to make sure that you're implementing the necessary changes. And so to have someone lay it out for you is going to help take you to levels that you didn't even know you could go. And there's something that's called muscular balance. I see a lot of people who are not doing that properly in the gym. They're not achieving muscular balance, and then their technique is wrong. I often will say that form is everything. Yeah. And if you don't have proper form, there's injuries that happen too as well. So everyone needs a coach. Ramon, for me to go to a next level, I even had like a trainer. I just had a trainer for a while. I'm going to find somebody else because he can no longer do it. But I even like to go to another level. We all can be pushed greater, right? We all have the ability to go higher.
Yeah, whoever Dr. Tanjie's coach is, they must be like, you probably have to go to Mars to visit them. They're probably not of this earth.
I will tell you that he was like, oh my gosh, you're this strong. He didn't expect me to be this strong because I'm like a size 0. And he just was like, wow, you're so strong.
Yes, no, absolutely. Let's shift the conversation, Dr. Tanjie, to fashion and look, or etc. We'll take it wherever you want, unless you have more to say about fitness. There's so much we can say, but I think we've encouraged people, and I think we've lit the match of curiosity. Definitely, if you're hearing the sound of my voice. And I think those were 2 categories. If you're doing pretty much okay, you feel great, you can do more, you can do better, you can be more fit. And I think those which probably many people, you haven't been to the gym or you haven't even worked out, you can't touch, etc. Get some help and your why. I think that was very interesting that you said know why you're doing it, and we're doing it for the others, the little people or older people around us. Right. Dr. Tanjie, let's talk about, the fashion is a big word. I think it's all about look and various dimensions of it. So let me just have you give us a mini TED Talk, a riff a bit, what that means to you. Maybe some examples of people and I think you've talked about already. They were like this, now they're like this, and what that meant on the inside and outside. Talk to us about that.
Yes, fashion, I do believe that everybody has a signature style. just like everybody has a blueprint of purpose. And how you present yourself in the world is powerful. And when people see you, it is your style that screams long before you've even opened up your mouth. And understanding that your style carries power is huge. It is an expression of what you feel on the inside. And it is also, it shows someone when your style is where it needs to be, it's going to show that employer that she's a detailed person, that she cares enough, that she brings energy to, or he brings energy. So style is paramount. So Ramon, when I would transform the bodies, I realized that a lot of women and men, because they let themselves go, they also let their style go, the beauty of who they were. They lost the insight of their beauty. And many people are in marriages where they're not feeling beautiful, right? So they can't give that beauty to the other person and vice versa. So I saw that it helped families, right? And it also helped others use their voice, because when someone loves what they have on, I just noticed that people, they're not going to stay in the background. But if you see someone who doesn't like what they have on, they're kind of, right, Ramon?
I like
Yes.
my Charles Churwitz shirts from UK. Thank you.
I like that shirt, Ramon. And it is your good size for you and all that. So you're doing great with that size and color. So it's just so important to understand your signature style. So what I do, Ramon, I worked with women and I've gone into their closets, and it is a purging. But what I realized is that it's more than just a purging of clothing. It is a purging of pain. Many people are holding on to so many different things. And there was one woman in particular, Ramon. She, 40 years old, her husband's a chiropractor, always at the chiropractic office with beautiful women too, because she just, shared with me that. And she showed me this little area.
Let's just call it like it is. Let's just speak the truth. Let's just
like it TI is,
yes.
Right? And so in her closet, she said, well, this is what I wear around the house. It was holy clothes, like faded clothes. She said, so I wear this around the house. And I said, well, she said, my husband doesn't mind. I said, he's not going to mind if you put on a cute little number and some heels while cooking in the kitchen too. But it really starts with you, not with him. You have to wear these things for you. Beauty starts here first. Yeah. And she began to transform. We went and we totally redid her entire closet. But Ramon, what happened is her marriage went to another level and her purpose went to another level, right? Because she tapped into her beauty on another level. And our beauty is how we wear our purpose too as well, right? It's more than just fashion. It's not superficial. Just like when I transform bodies, I often will say, Ramon, it's not so that you can get in an itty bitty teeny weeny polka dot bikini, and so that you can rock your purpose with vitality. The same way with clothing. When I transform and I show people that they have a signature style and a power color too as well, they present themselves with power more in the world than they ever had before.
That is powerful. And I think I've never been a woman before, but I know from a man's perspective, and you correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm sure you can help both. But I mean, I think that sometimes, it's the simplest things. But to your point, what I guess I'm trying to say is that I just noticed that sometimes the guy with the schlubby suit or whatever, he just stands different. I don't even know if it's intentional, but he just stands different, looks different. But the moment he comes out of the makeover thing, we've all seen it on an Oprah or Steve Harvey show, whatever. Like you see, like this guy was slouching, and I'm sure the producer didn't say, could you slouch? No, he just some reason started walking different. So why is that? You said it, but talk to us about that.
I want to say this with guys, is give some guys some tips. Those long pants that you wear, that's longer than your ankles, that bunches up at the bottom, get rid of those. Many guys are dressing way too big for their body shape, right? Yeah. But even with men, Ramon, when they feel good, a man has what I call a swag that takes over, right? And swag, it's sexy when a man can come, and it's powerful. Yes. If you think about the men that really know their style and they dress accordingly, their voice is heard differently than a man, like you said, that slouches, because it shows you have no confidence. You don't, and it doesn't matter what size you are, right? We've seen men that know how to dress according to their style, who still look amazing, even women too. So it's not about skinny. That's not necessarily healthy. Some people are more curvy than others. So understanding how to dress for your body shape. But Ramon, just to answer your question again, is something that happens internally when people tap further into their beauty and understand that they're worth the extra steps and really honing in into their fashion and their signature style. It's a
I
power
love it.
couple.
I don't know how to ask this question, but talk to the ladies. I know ladies and men, we dress different. It's two different mindsets and how we work, but talk to the ladies, is there, let's not talk glam, because that's a whole nother, going to the presidential gown, whatever. Yeah, that's a whole nother ball game. And let's not talk, cleaning toilets, whatever. But I guess what I'm trying to say is that I don't know how to ask it, but is there what do you tell the ladies listening who say, okay, ladies, we're not going to have you buy a set of pearls right now and get all, whatever, but you can dress this way, you can do these things and just go out to a lunch date. Does that make sense what I'm trying to ask?
Yes. Okay. You
How do
mentioned lunch. You mentioned lunch dates.
Okay.
And guess what I do, Ramon? I'm also a wardrobe stylist for a matchmaking company here in Chicago.
Good for
So
you.
whenever they get their clients, guess what I do? I help them see what they're going to wear. I help the men too as well. They have to call me, and then I help go through their closets to see what their style is, because many people who even want to find love, Ramon, when you're not dressing according to your signature style, you can't present yourself with your power. You're not going to really attract what you really want to as well. But what I would say to women is understanding that gone is the day of the black dress. Everybody has a power color. Tap into that color. Don't be afraid to wear color. Know your power color and your statement, right? That makes a statement. So what I do, Ramon, I show women that you can have a power dress that is according to your body shape. And then the color too as well. Many people have browns, blacks, grays in their closets. That's okay. But I find that over 60% of my clients, Ramon, have those colors. And then when I say, what's your favorite color? Oh, I'm royal blue, emerald green, hot pink. I'm like, why don't you have these colors? But they just don't shop according to what wakes up their face, right? And what I would encourage them to do is shop for what wakes up your face, because what's going to happen, you're going to attract people to you, and your purpose is going to be resound greater in the earth. It's something about that, Ramon, where people are attracted to you first by your style, and then your business too as well.
Yes.
It's a correlation there.
And I want to give a related tip. I think it's related, but Dr. Tanjie is the expert, so she can say, Ramon, that's not working, but I think it'll work. Is that as a speaker, professional speaker, I am, and I think you are too, Dr. Tanjie, but as a speaker, I fly around the world speaking and being paid to speak, is that I find that when you have those moments, talking to the Rundown with Ramon audience, hire a video crew. Take pictures of it. When it doesn't have to be all quote unquote glammed up, presidential balls it were, but you got your nice attire that Dr. Tanjie would help you with, or that you've bought. And I know myself even, I've started to do that. When I have my nice suit on, guys, a little different, easier, but my nice suit, my shirt on, the cuff, the shirt, the cloth is coming out of the jacket and all that. I've hired video crew because I'm like, you know what? That's the image I want to portray, because people I can convince them all day, I deserve to be on your stage. You should hire me. When they see the video, so done. So does that make sense?
Oh my gosh, totally, Ramon. And you do a good job with connecting with your audience in that way. And that confidence and the style that you show on the video is a beautiful thing. And I always tell women too, go ahead and do a photo shoot at the end of the things that I do, the challenges, right?
Yes.
Because
regular basis, in fact, even 2 times a year, maybe. Sorry to cut you off, but I'm so indexed on that.
When's the last time you've done your photo shoot, Ramon? Have you done one recently?
Well, I can cheat in a way, pardon me, because since I'm on stage quite a bit, I often have professional photographers either who are already there or part of it. So it's not, it's everybody should do professional photo shoot, but since maybe you've experienced it, we're on at a TV studio, we're doing something, I usually get some good shots several times a year.
That's really good, Ramon, because you can use that for so many things. And our style, that is our brand, and having a professional picture with a great outfit. I often will tell people, do not go out the house if you do not feel a pep in your kick in your step. When you look at that outfit, you should go, what? You shouldn't go, oh, this looks okay. Don't leave if you have to say, it looks okay.
I love it. Dr. Tanjie, where do you want to be in the next few years? Where are you going? Tell us where you're going, how you're going to get there. And even what are some challenges you're going through, and how will you overcome them? Talk to us about that a bit. I know I asked you 47 questions in one breath, but answer whichever one you like. But where are you going and how are you going to get there? Talk to us about that.
I'm excited about where I'm going, where my future is headed. I will say, when you spoke about the challenges, Ramon, the biggest challenge that I went through in my life recently was a divorce. And I believe that I went through that because a lot of women would tell me, what do you know? They saw me and my ex as this power couple, right? always so in love. And he was always, dressed too as well. And we're this power couple. And I feel like I went through this situation so that I can help a lot of the people that I'm transforming, because I will tell them that you cannot let a situation stagnate you or paralyze you in your tracks. And so that was one of the challenges that I have been working through, building up from there, right? But what I will say is where I'm going, I'm more fertile with purpose than ever before. And I have my program that I'm getting into churches all over the world. So that's one of the things that
And
I'm
this is separate than the challenge that you're having in January, yes?
Well, yeah, but it is that too. It's a 4-month
good. Okay.
program that's going to be in churches all over the world. So that's one of the things that I'm doing. Coming out with my next book called Jigsaw: Revealing the Masterpiece of Transformation. I've been working on it for over 7 years, and it's also a movie too as well. It's incredible. This is my baby. This has been my heartbeat. So I'm working on that, and then I would love to travel and speak a whole lot more, Ramon. That is my passion too as well. I want to continue to transform lives. And I have some fashion products. I have one that's already done. The prototype is done too as well. And so I'm pretty excited about that. And I'm excited about where I'm headed.
I'm so excited for you. And then talk to us a bit. What you have a few more minutes, Dr. Tanjie?
Sure.
I always want to ask my audience, because for all I know,
I like the
Oprah,
rundown with Ramon.
Thank you. I'm gonna have to take that clip. Team, take that clip what Dr. Tanjie just said, and let's put that on social.
Yes.
And then talk about, as a business owner, I think business, from what I've done as one who started 5 companies, sold 3 small companies, and et cetera, I think it's about marketing, finding a perfect client, serving them where they had awareness. I think it's part of it. The marketing of it. I think too, it's the finance, making sure. I was just on a event with my friend Trisha Tate, by the way. Hey, Trisha. And she has a book out called Dancing with Numbers. Ooh. So my point being is that, our cash flow and money, I think, is important. And then too, our hiring, our leadership, things of this nature. So as you grow, what are some things that you're strong at? Let's put it that way, that you're like, Ramon, marketing, I do pretty well, but maybe hiring, I could use help in. Anything like that as you think about your own business?
Yes, I am super creative, Ramon.
Yes.
I wake up with ideas flowing constantly. Is that you? I will never run out of creative ideas. And I have so much that's inside of me that I want to bring forth. And so for me, it's about understanding that I have to be patient, and that one dream would fund another dream, upon another dream. And so those are the things that I realize right now. But that's what I'm really good at. I'm really good at being creative, executing to transforming lives and bodies, which is what I absolutely love. What I will say, Ramon, is marketing. I had someone who called me. She's a dear friend of mine. I'd probably say she's Pasha Carter. Her and her husband are self-made millionaires. And I write for her magazine. And what she told me, she said, you are such a package. And she's like, millions of dollars you probably left on the table. Like, you don't want to hear that, right? You're like, no, you don't want to hear that. So for me, Ramon, I understand what it's going to take now for me to really break the ceiling of where I know I need to be, because there is so much that I need to bring forth, especially my fashion products, all these things. It takes many, many, many resources, right? Yes. And though I'm excited about what I've been building and the success of things, but I understand that marketing is key. But if I'm honest, Ramon, that is an area that I can definitely soar.
Yes. I love it. And as a coach, my guess is that you understand the importance of just getting people who either can help you scale because you don't have the time, and or you're a smart cookie. I from what you and I roll together on Breakfast Champion, et cetera. I know you're a smart lady, but it's just where you need the help at. So meaning, I think that's the beauty of it. And talking as a lesson learned for the Rundown with Ramon audience, we are all, as it were, accomplished and professional and expertise in something. The areas that you're weaker in, get better at it. But probably, as our friend Justin Conoco would say, it's better, especially as you're growing and God blesses you with reserves and you're profitable, hire somebody else to do it. They can do it faster and better than you, and you stay in your quote unquote zone of genius, right? Zoneofgenius.com. Yes. So that's my advice on that. But Dr. Tanjie, listen, please, what are you going to add to that, please?
I was going to say one more thing. I do have a marketing team. I have a team in Sri Lanka, and I have people that have helped me before, but I've not done it on the large scale like I need to. Right? On a larger scale, like to play big. That's what I mean. So I understand the importance of marketing, but I've got to take it to that whole nother level. So yes, Ramon, you're absolutely right. I need to hire another team that can take it bigger than where I am. And I love that what you're doing to serve your audience, Ramon, and help people and professionals get better in every area. You're awesome.
Oh,
Thank you
thank
for
you,
having
Doctor.
me.
No, you're welcome. Dr. Tanjie, one more time, give us your website. Feel free to tell us who you serve. I think you have a challenge coming up. At least by the time this comes out, it'll be there. But if you're watching this 10 years from then, I'm sure Dr. Tanjie will be having some other things. But Dr. Tanjie, tell us
Right.
where we can reach you, who you serve, what you're excited about. Feel free to share that with the Rundown with Ramon audience.
Sure. So this 4-month journey launches in January, and it's called Unleashing the Best That We've Ever Been. I'm going to do some serious transformations. And so if you're that person that says, hey, I haven't been taking care of my body in the areas that I know I need to, as far as fitness, nutrition, all of that, then you want to be a part of a community that where I'm going to lay it out for you. And I'm pretty excited. The women, it's women, sorry, Ramon, in
Oh,
this
good.
particular one. Because
those men who are listening, you can invest in this, buy this, whatever it is, for the ladies in your life. So
that's
go
right.
forth.
Absolutely. Christmas is coming up. So definitely purchase a challenge, because it's going to be one of the best gifts that somebody can give themselves. Of course, they can go to www.stylishandfit.com and just press the button, yes, I'm ready to transform. And they'll get right in the program that's launching in January.
I love it. Dr. Tanjie, you're amazing. And it's always good hearing your voice on Breakfast with Champions and other platforms and watching your IGs and et cetera. And hey, everybody, this is Ramon Ray here with the Rundown with Ramon. You can get to know me better at RamonRay.com, zoneofgenius.com, bwcdata.com. There's a lot of .coms in there, but I love serving you. And again, I would appreciate it. Rundown with Ramon audience. DM me on Instagram, Ramon Ray Smart Hustle. Email if you like, connect me on all the channels. Let us know how this show's going. Let us know, did you enjoy this interview today with Dr. Tanjie? Again, one more time, thanks for watching The Rundown with Ramon.